Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to the inaugural Community Club race. That's right, it's Spoil Sports, Spoiler Log Racing. I'm Venerable. With me in the booth is Harumph. We got Scala doing the restream and Scythe Marshall on tracking. Harumph, how are you doing tonight?
Honestly, a little frustrated because I don't know. I'm not usually dealing with all this, all this, ability to see the future, this clairvoyance thing. It's a little off-putting here, but I'm doing my best.
Gotcha. Well, hey, talk a little bit about what our runners are doing right now. We have Baka and Neon here on the featured restream. They're not off to the races yet, but they are doing something. What are they doing that sets this community club apart?
Well, the one big thing with sports is the fact that you have access to a full spoiler. So in the first, up until each of our runners will have 15 minutes here to go over a list of who your starting characters are, where all your other characters are. So you're gonna know, as well as who will be in the seat, how many times they'll show up. You'll know where all the treasures are. You'll know where all the key items are. You'll know what your objectives are. You'll know what your objectives are here. Well, you'll know the game. In any case here, you'll know what spells Fusilier gets. You know what's in shops. You really know almost everything. Just you won't know what Twitter song, you still have to find out on your own, as well as the Z-Sprite. But otherwise here, yeah, you've got all the information you need here to plot out your strategy to beat the race.
Yeah, neither one of these runners is going to be going down a nasty rabbit hole, barring, like you misread, you open the wrong spoiler log or something. They know where everything is. And this is a variant of the supermarket sweep flag. So shops are going to have completely wild loot that you can get for free, with a notable exception. There are no J items this time. So no siren grind. I think that's going to be kind of the key to the seed. Like, what do you think are like the main grind options available if you don't have sirens? And spoiler alert, Edge is very much buried in the seed.
Yeah, without access to a siren grind here, depends on how much of a grind you want to do here. If make strats because you don't have access to the star veils, to buy star veils either here. May not necessarily be the optimal strategy here, so that would take out something like a D-Machine grind here. But you still have doors, you still have moon bosses, you still have random encounters on the moon. You've got Behemoth spots on the moon as well here. So there's still some viable options available here. Also need to consider here whether you want to find 10 key items to help that grind go a little faster, or whether you're just going to try to plow through the grind here with as few key items and just go with pure foot speed.
Absolutely. And chat here giving us a few little insights into the actual loot boxes out there. Admittedly, we were talking things over in the booth. We didn't focus that much on the treasure, just because, a supermarket sweep, you're so used to not focusing on what you're pulling out of boxes. But with the spoiler log, that's a great point. There may be a few key J items out there that can save your bacon, but based on what we saw, I don't think a lot of that's going to be necessary. We got adamant armors available in Mysidia, Avenger swords while you're there, crystal swords for any Cecils. Spoiler, there's a Cecil. I'm going to stop calling things spoiler, it's kind of a given. Crystal swords in Silvera. You have to go up ordeals. We'll get to the objectives in a minute once those are replaced on your screen. So yeah, it seems like it's a very direct route, and I think this is going to really, for the full race of the community, it's going to come down to who is most comfortable doing a relatively low-level Zeromus fight with this powerful gear.
And I think route plotting here maybe they have some of that. Will have some impact to it as well here. The middle here, we don't do a lot of spoiler races here. I certainly don't here. So getting used to having all. So it can be an adjustment here to get be used to having all this information in front of you, because it is a different way. Can be a different way of thinking.
And here we go. Vanilla start. We have a Cecil and a Kane. That's so good. That Kane will be able to equip an Avenger and an Adamant armor out the gate. Cecil will be bringing the pain once you go through ordeals. And any chance we can get these objectives updated? Supermarket Sweep gives you 3 out of 4, and we will gladly tell you where all of these are. It's loading.
All right, so our 4 objectives today here are to defeat Baka. So you do have conquer the Vanilla Crystal Sword altar, defeat the Mom Bomb, and destroy the Super Camp. So you have 2 quests and 2 boss hunts.
Yeah, and just as a heads up for you, chat, that Baigan is in the crystal room, the mirror room, up on Ordeals. That's why we know you'll be getting a Cecil. That Wyvern altar is on the moon. It has an evil wall. Even with that, I don't want to fight that one. That one just seems real nasty. But we'll see if one of our runners decides to choose that as one of their 4. That Mom Bomb's just hanging out in Mist Village, just vibing, not really doing a whole lot there. And the Super Cannon, well, you can get your Magma Key by talking to Edward in Troya, and that Tower Key is the reward for clearing the Baron in. So lots of stuff very available to knock out 3 of those objectives.
No way I'm going to go to the Crystal Altar. Not a chance. Not with the other 3 that easy to get to.
Yeah, because the passes for sell for free, of course, in Feymarch. Darkness Crystal is infable, but I think that I would try to save time here by avoiding cutscenes. Going into Mysidia, cutscene. Whale launch, cutscene. Flying to the moon, cutscene. Going through the crystal, the Crystal Palace and getting that character. That's a lot of cutscenes. And I think with the power at your disposal, you try to cut those out and do this without ever setting foot on the lunar surface.
Baka going straight up Ordeals to take care of that first objective. Pick up the Sid along the way. Leon grabbed a defense sword from, I believe, the Paper Shop and pick up the watery to pick up the rope.
Yeah, choosing to go with that White Mage, can't fault that. Rosa will learn Cure 4 at, level 38 or 40, much earlier than Porum would. And if you don't want to fight the number of bosses to get food to Cure 4, well, that's another valid option. Although, I think we exactly have to fight the number of bosses just automatically to get food there and or beyond.
Yeah, the ordeal, like going up on Ordeals with 3 bosses there right away. Baigan, another objective. Baron, the Tarky at the Baron Inn, 2 bosses there. You're kind of getting everything is just kind of your boss count kind of adds up very quickly, given where all these objectives are.
Yeah. Neon here going to be getting that Magma Key from Edward. Baka just tearing through these fights, wants to get that Cecil online as quickly as possible, and came carrying the early game so nicely. Taking multiple swings on Mylon Z before it even gets a turn, just clowning on these Ordeals bosses. It's a very potent flag set.
This will probably be a quick night here, but you still have a Z fight here, and no matter how much information you have, sometimes those fights here can go awry.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, and that's the thing you really think about, chat. Like, this is a spoiler log race. We're not going to be surprised at any boss, at any piece of loot, anything like that happens. It'll be intriguing to contrast our runners' strategies, but this isn't the kind of race where you're like, oh my god, it's Wyvern at blah blah blah, and it's doing blah blah. No. That's not the part that I think is going to be interesting. It's going to be execution and routing, looking at what our runners prioritize and how courageous they are at taking some nasty fights. So that's the things to keep your eyes open for and to really enjoy tonight.
Yeah, look like Neon's going into some shops here. It's mostly grab the crystal sword there here. You may see pauses along the way, which is something you don't typically see in a race here. Our runners have access to the spoiler log throughout the entire race, not just for the first before the gate starts here. So they're going to take time here to review here, just double check here, just to make sure that what they have planned out here is still the plan.
Absolutely. Anyway, that Baigan fell pretty quickly, Baka lighting up objective number 1. Neon, meanwhile, going to Mysidia now. Of course, that weapon and armor shop has Avengers and Adamant Armors. Just a great one-stop shop. Like, it's always nice when these seeds don't force you to go, to 5 different shops to get all your really juicy equipment.
Yep, on regular supermarket speed races here, I typically last location a lot of these items at these shops. So, knowing where to go here is certainly helpful.
Oh yeah, no rabbit holing tonight, of course. That also means, though, that you have to make the assumption that your opponents, like in a lot of races, you can make the assumption that if you go somewhere wrong, if you last location something, hopefully your opponent has also taken a wrong turn. They went to a check that didn't pay out. That's not on the table for anyone tonight. Everyone knows my opponent's not taking a 5-item chain that comes up in Bupkis. So you really have to be like on your toes and on top of your game tonight. Ooh, Baka here revealing something fairly interesting. Going to Fabula here, we know this is Wyvern with Darkness Crystal. Baka here is saying that, I dare say he is saying in doing this, I do not want to do a trapdoor grind. I'm not going to do a trapdoor grind in Sealed Cave. I have a different plan for my team to get my levels for Zeromus. And I'm wondering what that plan is.
Again, there's a few options you've got on the move here. Just random encounters. You got your 3 behemoth fights. Yeah. Or just other bosses here. I'm trying to see who's at our other locations here. Yeah, if you want a gauntlet, Murasame Altar. If you want to do that for your grind, well, you've got that option. I don't recommend the Masamune Altar tonight, though. That's got the DKC. Do not recommend that for a grind.
Neon, meanwhile, picking up some fun goodies here. Artemis arrows, excellent weapon if you do intend to turn your Rosa into a Zerker. Also has there were Cure 3s in the item shop, so even if you don't get your team up to Cure 4, just having a couple of high HP chemists to throw those around can also really do the job.
Also, in terms of routing here, there's, in addition to cutscenes here, travel time is something you may want to cut on, because the less time you're spending flying around, the better. Going underground with objective underground here, you either want to, maybe particularly trying to find items, trying to make your fight go as quickly as possible here. I'm curious to see here what the routing plan is, because we do know here that the tower key was available in the overworld. So you could maybe save a trip down and back up, unless the plan is the Crystal Sword also.
Yeah, I'm curious about something else here. Neon did bother picking up the Twin Harp. Now we know that route doesn't really have any payoff in terms of objectives. Is Neon going to try to go for the 10 key item play to accelerate their grind?
Also definitely a possibility here. Because the grind options aren't necessarily clean here, you don't have access, no sirens, no coffins, no access to hourglass either here to make a random encounter here with a with gold dragons here, for example, here to make that go a little bit smoother here. Maybe the 10 key items will help offset the fact here that grind here will take. There may be a few more hiccups along the way.
And muscle memory, of course, is always a thing that that will change how you route. But Baka here, yeah, choosing. This really surprises me to be taking this route, but I guess you are foregoing 2 fights in Baronin. You're foregoing climbing Lower Babel. You're foregoing the 2 fights in Dwarf Castle. If you I was talking the anti-cutscene approach, but Baka here taking the alternate path that I would rather just not take those extra fights if I can help it. And with that stack of elixirs, these 3 might be able to get the job done all by themselves. I'm excited to see how Baka wraps this up.
Yeah, like the elixirs certainly, the great way, because with the elixirs here, you don't have to worry about finding Cure 3s, ethers, cabins, tents. Well, to an extent, cabins and tents here. Looks like just maybe go power overwhelming and take out the moon.
Yeah, we'll see. Got me curious. Yeah, and Neon here walking up to Sheila, I really think they're going for a 10 key item grind strat here. Maybe there are just enough key items and shallow enough cuts in the seed that you don't have to do any ridiculous chains.
Actually, I think they'll also do 10 key items here, but possibly sirens here, because we're seeing from the Sheila 1 check here that that's the Sand Ruby here, and the 1 edge in the seed is in Kaipo.
Oh, really? I suppose we misread on our initial look through. Yeah, edge is just right there. Why did I think... Oh, okay. I understand. Misread. Thought you needed the pan to get that edge. You do not need the pan to get that edge. That's just the initial Yang Peak. There we go. Yeah, that's the check that gets you the pan in vanilla, not the check that requires the pan. Pardon me.
Actually, you can, although you can't buy sirens, you can still steal sirens. So, that's going to be likely going to be their grind strategy.
Oh, poor Eddie. Eddie's not cut out with that 60 HP for tanking behemoth hits, but for that matter, Kane also having a rough time here. Even with adamant armor and Zeus gauntlets, the front row on the moon is a dangerous place.
Get a few levels up here. It's not too bad here. Also note here, I don't think Baka has any others here to back row the Zeus or the King, right? I didn't see a bow and arrow combination or a dwarf axe.
Oh yeah, and honestly, not too much of a reason to. It's a little rude, but with the levels from this fight, I don't think Baka will have that much more trouble if he intends to hunt all 3 of these behemoth trap chests. That's another one of those cute things about the spoiler log, that even if you don't have, for instance, the Torian Tango Community Club uses vanilla trap chests, so you know exactly where the monsters are and what you'll be dealing with. But a spoiler log, that's the thing that we didn't really study here in the booth, the trap chest locations, and Baka's proving that even that is a really great use of information and something to consider. Are we going to see a second behemoth? Oh, that looks like a... I thought he was going for it. I did not go all the way there.
Yeah, I'm only pulling this up now here. Yeah, I think they're all further down. Really, that behemoth here is the one on floor 1 here, then everything else is on 4 or 5 and below. So there was going to be a walk anyways. Yeah, these items here, but ultimately, which chest is which here can't be. You see a chest open here for 50 GP.
with adamant armor, a lot of these moon chests are free. The main ones to avoid are the you don't want to fight the dragon chests because they will still do you dirty. Yeah. I do like that Neon's name scheme when they're in their menu. Kane goes, "I'm Dragoon." I'm Dragoon. Yes, you are, Kane.
Yes, you
Very
are.
good.
If we can only teach Kane not to betray.
And here, Baka not even bothering to let Kane attack. I think that's the wise decision here. This Cecil's hitting so hard, it'll take 4 hits to kill a behemoth. 16,000 HP to chew through, and the Kane hits were actually just resulting in more counters and taking up more time.
And a white spear for our trouble seer, which would be great if not for the defense sword that Kane. Actually, I don't think he can. Well, he's got them. Actually, didn't see if Neon picked up the defense sword. I'm not sure if Baka did.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Baka either. Ooh, picking up an Artemis bow. Cheeky. That might be fun. But yeah. The Kane probably won't hit that level 68 breakpoint to switch from defense sword to white spear. And I don't think Baka's going to be doing Eddie strats at this fight, so let's see how hard this wall hits.
Alright, so we're seeing back row glitching take place now here for the evil wall up here, so Cecil can tank those hits here, which if you're in the front row, yeah, you're in to find how squishy your characters really are.
Yeah, Jack can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Wyvern spot has some. It's like top 3 highest physical attack in the game. It might actually be tied for Birch. I think that's Bahamut though, and this might be tied with Leviathan. Again, someone in chat who has the spreadsheet or just knows it by heart, feel free to correct. But this thing punches real hard, so keeping your big damage dealer in the back row makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Cecil and Sid taking 1 damage per hit here. Yeah, we're thinking, Evil wouldn't be the play here, but, if you got the gear like this... Yeah, viable.
Yeah, I like the play. Like, my entire attitude initially was avoid cutscenes, but when you have this kind of power, don't avoid cutscenes, avoid chains. I like the play by Baka. I'm hoping someone else in the race took that other... Like, I think that this is one of the 2 big diverging paths then. There's either this one that goes with Evil Wall, or is there the one that avoids all the cutscenes and instead goes, the other way. We'll see who wins. Baka is in go mode. I don't know how confident he is in these levels. Let's see if he just hoofs it straight to Zeromus.
Well, we're hitting that much here. Yeah, like even you've got your adamant armors here. Presumably, you have Eddie as your anchor.
Yeah, I think Eddie's anchoring, Sid's on chemistry duty, and Cecil and Kane are dishing out the damage.
Nerf the first big bang, and you're probably okay. But yeah, for a club race other than Slapdash here, I'm not sure if we've seen... Well, it's a beeline down that Baka's making. I don't think he's going to the Moss altar here, so... normally we have a question that we like to ask here, but I'm just not used to asking this question this early.
Yeah, I didn't think 20 minutes in was time for a nap, but Baka is not slowing down. He is pedal to the metal, full throttle here into the lunar core. I guess we can go ahead and ask it.
Yeah, I mean, we randomize a lot of things, and we get spoiled a lot of things in this scene here, but you don't get spoiled here what Z is cosplaying as tonight. So we have to ask our question, whose butt are we going to kick? And some people ask, is butt cute?
I will add, though, there is a chance here that Baka, we talk about whose butt we're going to kick, but Baka is going here at a relatively marginal level. This could be a situation where butt kicks you, so don't jump to any conclusions just yet. That's not a lot of HP, adamant armor notwithstanding.
I didn't see what speed here. I don't think Baka made any adjustments to battle speed. This is battle speed 1, I believe.
Well, Baka's going to have an Avenger Cecil swinging immediately, and so with that going, all his turns will be buffered, and it should be able to keep control of the fight. Unlike if you were doing mage strats, or if you're using Baka Swine and dealing with black holes, Baka will have a very good rhythm to this fight. The greatest threat, I think, would be a Big Bang into a Media, which, not a commentary curse, but at these HPs, that is what you worry about. We have Gato, aka Gonzalez, Luca's training bot from Chrono Trigger.
Nuke, counter nuke perfectly targeted on Zeddy.
Sometimes lucky, sometimes lucky.
So this is going to be wait for a Big Bang, play chemist, repeat.
Yeah, the big thing Baka's going to be hoping for here is just to see as few Big Bangs as possible. And with 5,000 a swing coming from Cecil, that's fantastic. Kane supplementing the damage. I don't think we're going to see a second Big Bang as part of Phase 1. The question is how many we're going to get in Phase 2, and if we're going to get like Big Bang Black Hole Meteor or Big Bang Meteor. That's what to keep your eyes on for, chat.
Yeah, that's going to be the big risk here, because this. We'll see how how the damage adds up here, and everything tips over.
Yeah, because there's a shake, but there's an elixir queued up with Sid, so there's no way Baka is nerfing this one. It's either coming out at full power, or it's skipping into Phase 2. One or the other. Stuff power would have
looks like it skipped, so you're in Phase 2.
Right, that Cecil swing would not have come out if that were the case.
Let's see when this next shake is.
There it is, and that's a very clever play by Baka, by the way. Putting that Star Veil on Sid, going to nerf this Big Bang. One of Cecil or Kane will probably die here, but Sid has Reflect up. There's no way Baka's Chemist will die here.
And talk about perfect targeting.
God, the first one on Edward, the second one on the reflected Sid. Baka landing a 1 in 12 chance of Easy Street.
Yeah, we are not out of the woods yet, because here's the Big Bang. It'll be nerfed. The Meteo is what you were worried about now.
Yeah, but I think one of Cecil or Kane will dodge it, and Sid can survive it even if it doesn't. So, let's see who it actually hit as these rocks fall.
They hit both. They got them both.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
We talked about perfect targeting here. I think we may have... The luck may have been used up a little early.
That's so weird, though. Like, that's just bad luck. Like, someone should dodge one of these rocks, right?
All right. Cecil has to... Like, Cecil up to probably okay now, because that's...
Yeah. The Cecil dodge catches it. There we go. There's the crumble. Baka's won the entire race with a finish time of 24 minutes and 5 seconds. Except for cheeky little, like, open the pass door to win races. That may be our fastest Zeromus kill in any restreamed race. Scala, you've been around the community as long as I have. Feel free to shout it out if you think you've seen a faster one. But it all came down to that one dodge from Cecil upon being live. If those rocks had hit, that's a wipe. That's ridiculous. We'll see if Baka wants to come in for an interview in a moment. But yeah, more GGs, chat. That's a 24:05 Zeromus kill. I want more GGs.
In the meantime, Neon's working through their objectives here, so they're taking on the Bomb. At this point here, I suspect Super Cannon will be next on their path.
Oh yeah.
Headed on the ground here, Super Cannon, close to your silent, Gear Grind. get the pass and make the trip.
Meantime, we are joined by Baka. Baka, so you rolled a 1 in 4 for Eddie to eat a nuke, 1 in 3 for Sid to reflect a nuke, and then your 300 HP Cecil dodge rocks after being picked back up. When are we going to Vegas?
I mean, the fact that they didn't dodge after the first one was neither Kane or Cecil dodged on the first one was a bit scary, but you know, maybe I used up a bit of luck early on. Or a lot.
The race needs to have a little bit of clutch moment, right?
Yeah, we just need to go in with a 1500 team. No one over 2K. Oh. And here I thought the behemoths were greedy.
So let's talk a bit about when the timer started, the 15-minute spoiler log timer started. Given that this is, supermarket sweep flag set without J items, what were you immediately looking for? Like, what is your procedure for analyzing a spoiler log before partaking of a? I love the 6 treasures, by the way. That's fan. 4466. Nothing. Combined 20 items on the counter. But yeah, Baka, what are you looking for when you're analyzing a spoiler log for a race like this?
So, before I start analyze the log, I looked at, we can see the seed before we start, so we can see that we're starting with Cecil, and it's supermarket sweep, so I want adamant armors, I want a crystal sword, and I want some extra strength gear. So that's where, before I can see the log, is my plan. It's, okay, how can I go and get the Cecil powered up? Is ordeal is going to be completely and utterly disastrous? And then I start checking from there, and I list out my objectives of Baigan, Darkness, Mom Bomb, and Super Cannon. And when I saw that Mom Bomb was in this cave, and Baigan was Ordeals, and Darkness was Fagul, yeah, that laid out a real solid plan for this seed of just never go underground. Just, do the overworld. That'll be fine. And once I had the overworld set, I then looked for the gear of, can I get adamant armors? Oh, they're in Mysidia. Perfect. Can I get crystal swords? Silvera. Zeus gauntlets for that early damage? Aggert. Got myself Avengers to go and, not have to worry about casting Berserk. That'll go and be in Mysidia as well. The seed was super generous to me on that front, so it's just, okay, my starting party of Cecil and Kane is going to be able to go and run straight up ordeals to deal with, Valvalis, Mylon, and some chump who I don't even remember because they're absolutely destroyed.
It was Val Mylon and the required Baigan.
Oh, right, Baigan, who I mentioned, yes.
Yeah. So would you say that's something that you will always target on these? If Cecil is in the flag set, are you going to, supermarket sweep, yes, but say it's a different flag set, one that corresponds to something else going on ladder community races or a prior tournament, are you going to primarily focus on Cecil in general, or would a different starting character have changed your entire analysis of this spoiler log?
Cecil is really hard to turn down because he's such a concentrated source of power. Like, not even level, what was that, level 34 or something? 1400 HP Cecil going against Zeromus doing 4,000 damage with that equipment. Twice as much as Kane. He's just so good. I didn't have to kill much of anything. I did 6 fights this entire seed, 7 or 8 maybe, and that's it. You can just get so much value out of Cecil. He is up there for prime targets. However, I would definitely target Fasoya if these weren't supermarket sweep flags where I can go and just dump power onto Zerkers and get them going super fast. If I have to go and play fairly with T Pro, or I can't go and if I can't rocket up my power with Berserkers to just, again, 4,000 damage on Zeromus, not even at 2,000 HP. That is just some real good value, and I will focus on that when I can get it. If I can't always get it, or if I have to, go down to Dwarf Castle to do those fights to pick up Cecil, it becomes a bit scarier, and then I start thinking of, can I take some extra fights on the moon? Maybe I pick up that Rosa who's in Watery Pass, and take her, and just simply, I don't even know how we got underground, to be entirely honest. I didn't look for that at all once I saw I could get to the moon without it.
Oh, it's the Bedward. It's the freebie.
Okay.
Not that difficult to get underground.
Okay. Yeah, I will say this. When I look at a spoiler log, I look for the path to the end, and then I go and see if I found the one path of, okay, is there any chance that Super Cannon is going to be better than this? And I didn't think of any, so that's usually where I start my thinking of what do I have to do first? There is no getting around. I mean, with 3 or 4, you have flexibility where you can just skip one, like Super Cannon, that just got skipped. And that's how I go and start building, where starting with Cecil, that's power. Starting with Kane, that's great early power. Sit down ordeals, he's going to go be a chemist. I can go and use him in the Z fight. Excellent. And then I'll just start building off of what I'm going to have to see if, and just, it's not a great answer, but I use my estimations of, can I go and get enough power with this team, or am I going to need to go off and get more? And I cut it real close this time.
It was a great Zeramis fight. Haram, do you have any other questions about Baka's route or his strategy or any of that stuff?
Just one here. So in terms of the routing here, again, we went with the Darkest Crystal here. Now with, like, in the sea here, like, where you have access to both Underworld and Overworld and Underworld fairly easily here. For future seeds here, do you see, like, maybe, like, free items here, like, or free access to areas here being a bit of a pitfall or a trap? That, runners may fall into.
I will admit, my strategy was, the moon is a great place because you get a tons of experience there when you can't use sirens. And with all the good, like, Adamant Armor is going to let you do a lot of very stupid things. Like, you go and kill behemoths at level 15. And that was my thinking, where I can't get sirens, so I'm going to compensate by going to the moon, hit those chests, hit some stuff up there to get a big infusion of experience. And I'm not going to go and be high level when I do Zeromus if I can have a powerful party, but I can get really fast experience up there, and that will go and take me over. So that's kind of my thinking, where, again, I know I can go to the moon. I know that I can get all my objectives and be on the moon. I didn't even look at Underground because I don't think there was anything, especially since so much good stuff was Overworld. I didn't even look at Underground because Adamants were over here, were in the Overworld. If Adamants were Underground, I very much so would have considered some different routing. Maybe I go and destroy Super Cannon instead of the Crystal Sword Altar. But with all the goodies that were Overworld, it was hard for me to say go Underground for anything. But if those goodies, like the item armor, I think is the biggest thing that would make me go Underground. Other things are a bit more nice. But that Adamant Armor providing that layer of protection for just taking on fights, that is the big thing that would push me to go Underground.
Well, Baka, that was an expertly run race and a great demonstration of what is capable here with a spoiler log on this particular flag set. Well, if there aren't any other questions here, Gigi's.
Oh, sure. Let me go and do that. Is a very smart thing that I keep forgetting.
While you're working your way towards Harp and Neon still needs Sirens, I do want to report that Antidel has finished in second place with a 33.09, so GG's to Anti, taking second. And Baka, while you're working your way towards that Harp music, any hints or even just outright spoilers about what next week's flag set will be based on? You and Pancras have any ideas? What are we going to be looking at next week on Spoil Sports?
It is going to be a real good spoiler because it's the exact same flag set for 3 weeks total. We want to go and give a little bit of time for people to see a meta. So the first time you're going to be looking at it, you'll see different strategies and see what other people do. That will influence how you want to go and approach it next time. Maybe you go and see something when your opponent said that, ooh, that was impressive. I should go and steal that tech. And what we want is for people to go do their thing the first week, see what other people did, see what you can from them, apply it on your own, and see how. And we want to go and see pretty much what a micro meta is for this. So it is going to be the same flags next week. Just everything will be the same. Just a little bit more knowledge of what other people have done.
So everyone's going to be sub half hour next week. Cool. So if you want to do commentary and you don't have a lot of time on your Tuesday nights, oh, pardon me. Fine. Okay.
It'll be the same
Scholar-
thing on week 3, though, if I'm understanding Baka correctly here. So 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, if you need to get done with commentary in half an hour, you know which race to sign up for. Join that restream team, get in here, and, and have a really good time.
And that'll be the race here where everything goes through one linear giant rabbit hole.
Yeah, that'll be the seed where it's not. Oh yeah, by the way, get everything overworld. You can go straight to. No, you actually might have to go and do some parts of the entire game. But it'll also be the 3rd week, so everyone's going to go and be very. There's just going to be a lot of tech for people to go and explore and pick and choose and use. So
their blades will be sharpened.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that, I'm going to head out. Thank you all for commentating, and good luck with the rest of the seed.
Hey, good night, Baka. Thanks again for organizing the club and being a featured restreamer and showing us how it's done. GG's on all fronts.
Thank you. I love fast races in Free Enterprise just because you go and there's a lot of interesting things that you can go and do with some very with a lot of knowledge. So I hope to see a lot more of this.
Meanwhile, our other featured restreamee, Neon Gray, has received their crystal, cleared the Calbrena in the tower room, has the pass. We will not be seeing Darkness Crystal here, I think. And that appears to be key item number 10. So maybe a Siren Grind and a Pass Door? What do you think, Harumph?
I'm thinking Sirens. Probably, closest there. It's the easiest to do. The least scenic routes required. In the meantime, we have 2 other finishers, back to back, literally. We have Judge Joe finishing in 3rd with a time of 37 minutes and 1 second, and Boy Jack coming in 4th, 1 second late, exactly 1 second later at 37 minutes and 2 seconds.
Oh, wow, that's great. Even just so chat knows, the Discord race bot we use counts finish times to the thousandths of a second, and it is exactly 1 second difference on them. The thousandths are exactly the same. That's beautiful.
All right, so the quick wasn't enough here. We do have key item number 11 here with the Earth Crystal from the cannon room. We are seeing a siren used for centipede trap, presumably a silk web.
Yep. That sneak command coming out. Gonna grab 1 silk web and probably get out of dodge here.
Looks like probably a second just to be doubly sure, just in case you miss with the first.
Yeah, maybe you get a little too aggressive. You throw it before Zeromus drops immunity, and you just want to make sure you have that backup. Understandable.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't done that recently. Reflect straps are a lot more fun when you can't slow down and miss the first. No.
There's a second silk web. Neon taking out their magnifying glass and just doing terrible things to these poor insects. That's very middle school of you. It didn't deserve that.
Well, we haven't. Well, to be fair here, we're not sure if the centipede made it. We don't have that information. Maybe the centipede besmirched Neon's family. I have no idea.
It had it coming. And Siren's about to come out. Gonna get the grind on here. Gonna clear eggs until they're at a comfortable level for Zeromus.
And it still feels like a fairly comfortable Zerker strategy supplemented with some darts. So we'll see how many eggs get
Scrambled?
through. Yeah. 2 or 3 if you like them hard boiled.
Hard boiled with a little sriracha on them. Oh my god, I love that as a snack. It's so good.
You ever had a Korean Sonic egg?
Oh, sorry. What kind of Sonic egg? What are you doing?
No, sauna egg, like as in like a hot. So here, basically, you take a hard-boiled egg here, you cook it in kind of like moist tea here for like hours at a time. So the white actually turns brown. Here you get a bit of a Maillard effect taking place within the shell, so it gets like a roasted.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I've never had that, but I would try that. There are very few egg variants I would not try, and those I don't think are appropriate for a free enterprise restream. Meanwhile, though, while Neon is doing their grind, let's give everyone a little heads up about upcoming streams here on the Free Enterprise channel. Tomorrow night, 1st December. Wait, yeah. Oh my God.
December already.
Yes, it's December. The Free Enterprise Legacy restream will be at 8:30 Eastern. Make sure you tune in to see if anyone lands one of those 9 secret meta objectives to flip a flag on or off. I'm excited about that one. Again, the meta objectives, they're such fun hints. Looking forward to seeing if anyone manages to pull one of them off on a restream. As later in the week, Friday night, community race, 10 Eastern, of course, and Saturday at 3 Eastern, the hero's journey. So lots of races this week. Make sure you tune in.
A little something for everybody.
Got a couple more duns, of course. Dr. Cossack has taken 5th with a 41.51, and Lord Bobry has taken 6th with a 41.55. A 4-ish second difference on those two. Another extremely close. This is so great. Like, I wonder if these really close finish times are people who chose very similar routes. Like, if this is a function of them choosing the same strategy and just being neck and neck the entire way, or if it's a function of disparate strategies that just came together at the right moment. Either way, real cool, real cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see a lot of very, very close together here. The grind's still going good. So Neon, like again, I think the part of it, part of the strategy is dependent will be how comfortable we are with a lower level strategy. We are seeing with a larger party here, higher levels being higher levels here being put onto.
Yeah, looking at those HP, we are rocking, after this fight, probably over 2,000 on everyone but Fu. What can you do? Fu, of course, gaining those HP from boss fights.
Yep,
2 sirens to go.
And I believe that Fu has moved as well at this point. Yeah, for sure. So maybe a bit of hybrid. Fu throwing out some nukes here to supplement all the other damage that's going. We probably won't see that second Big Bang when Neon gets to their fight.
Oh yeah, their damage is going to be so incredibly ridiculous. And of course, Neon, well known for being anti-anchoring once you have a sufficient amount of power. You're out of sirens. You can't pop anymore. Sorry, we're done here. You gotta go kill Zeromus now. You gotta go.
Let's try to organize here. Inventory bosses takes many forms. Inventory boss has never been organized though. So while they're going through their final preparations before going to Z, we have Pyre finishing in 7th place with a time of 44 minutes and 13 seconds. That's also one thing I'm not being used to. Normally there's an hour number.
There's a 1 in front of all these times, right?
I'm not used to going down to 7th place with, and I'm trying to sum something 44 hours and 13. No.
The potency of the flag set and the foresight that a spoiler log gives you makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So let's look at these HP totals. 2315, even on Rosa, adamant armor all the way across the sky. Neon Zeromus is about to have a real bad time.
At least the pain will be short-lived, as in there won't, it'll be over very quick. Well,
I just forgive me, Scala. I just really want to say this out loud. Baka went real fast. Baka went real fast, y'all. Baka went real fast. Gotta put that draw on it, y'all. Baka went real fast. Get that boy behind a race car. Get him down to Talladega, y'all. We do have an 8th place finisher. Gambit has wrapped up the seed with a 46-13. Well done, Gambit.
Yep. Now it takes a trip down the path.
You know how I said earlier with Baka's fight, maybe Zeromus stood a chance. Neon is about to end this robot's whole career. Neon's gonna do bad things to this Zeromus. I almost can't look, but also there's like the macabre fascination. This is gonna be like 16,000 damage a rotation, filthy. It's gonna be real bad.
I'm all for it. Let's see what these numbers look like here, and if you're not used to brutal violence here, you may want to look away.
There's the crystal. Using Gato again shortly. Gonna get all the silver points out of this thing.
Kane's got the Star Veil readied up here, so we'll see that and come out very soon.
Yeah, notably no Baka Swine stolen, so does have to cast Cirque if Edge is going to contribute. I did see Neon back row glitch Edge earlier with a full moon chakram, so should not have any problems getting at minimum 3 Zerkers going here, if not more.
You have Zerkerman 2 online. The Big Bang, first Big Bang is getting nerfed. 7,500, casual 7,500 damage from the Cecil.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to cast Cure 4, you're supposed to self-Zerk with Fu. And then you get the Quint.
75, yeah, so we're seeing 14,000 damage per cycle.
Well, minus 1,200.
Yeah.
Even Zeromus can have little healing as a tree. Just a little.
That might be a bit of I think that's more of a toxic. No, we've got Southern Bank here. Here's a little healing here just to make it a little harder for us.
It makes me so happy to see Rosa doing about 3,000 damage. Anyway, I think we're not going to see another Big Bang. I will be very, very, very surprised if there is another Big Bang. Very.
I think Fu feels like he's too old here to be the field berserker, so he's just going to throw out the nukes.
Chewing Neon out when they get in here. I'll be like, why didn't you Zerk? Fu? Come on.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, this is almost... Yeah. quit your normal nap and hold the controller. Just set it down. Grab a drink, a sip of whatever you have on hand. Coke Zero for me today. And just wait.
I recently made the switch from Coke Zero to Diet Coke. I don't know what changed in my palate in my old age, but yeah.
No, I don't really got Coke. I'm normally a Diet Pepsi guy. So.
Hey, that nuke is not going away, so even without the flash and the crack boom, you know what that means. That is a dead Zeromus. Neon wrapping up the race with a 50-42. Just amazing work by everyone. This flag set plus the spoiler log, y'all need to get in on this next week and the week after. This is really cool. Let's see if... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, if you like free enterprise, but you don't necessarily have a lot of, much like Rishu, you don't necessarily have a lot of time to commit to a full, to a normal, to like 1.5 to 2 hours. This is your flag set. We're trying to get Neon Gray in for an interview. Any moment now.
There we go. We are joined by Neon Gray. Neon GG.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to know where your spine went and why you didn't Zerk Fu for that final Zeromus fight. I expected more from you, and my day's just ruined.
I'm sorry. I just thought, I'm not gonna die here, but I've got Fu has better things to do at this time.
I was just, you went into that fight and I was just, my heart was hoping for like a bop, like 90 damage rod hit to finish the fight. But, no, GG. I'm sorry. I'm giving you a hard time. You always give me a hard time about Quint Zerking.
Of course. Yes.
I had to pay you back.
Yeah, yes. For the audience, this is fine. This is normal.
But I did want to ask you, when at the start, 15-minute spoiler log, what were you looking at? What was your strategy? What were you thinking about during that 15-minute document review?
So actually what I did, as soon as I joined the race room, because I basically realized this was today, once I joined the race room, I actually went off to my second monitor. I rolled a test seed so I could get the spoiler log format, and I made myself off a spreadsheet. So what I noted down, objectives obviously, and the chain that leads to them. So, like, say, for Super Cannon, I took down, Super Cannon needs Tower Key, needs Baron In Key, and it needs Magma Key from Troya. I also noted down the character locations of the only characters that I care about, so I did note down Yang, Sid, Porub, Rydia, Tella. So I noted, Cecil, Cade, Edge, Edward, Rosa, Fu, Palom, and Palom was kind of an afterthought as sort of a, I'm willing to take him, but obviously for something like a setup like this, I think Melee is just generally going to be better. Noted down key item locations, bad boss locations, good boss locations, and of course, shop items. I was looking for Adamant, Crystal Sword, Ninja Hat, none for sale. Defense Sword, Masamune, Enablet Cave, that's a nope. Crystal Ring Avenger, Artie Bow and Arrows. Elixir Life, Cabin, Siren, not for sale in this flag set. Dragoon Spear, Murasame, just cause, and that was a late ad because Masamune was out. Pass, and I belatedly noted down the life staff when I was like, that I was going to have a caster. Otherwise, I peeled off the boss list in the middle of the seed. I peeled that off the boss list location into a document of its own on my main monitor right next to my game. I have, otherwise, here I'm in location, and then quest and reward I transcribed out as well. I think the big thing that I'm finding out here is that I should be a little more organized, but I think the basic setup works. I just need to refine it from here.
Now, with the information you had here, the information you gathered here, given here that you have that with this flag taking you 3 out of the 4 here, what were your thoughts in terms of determining which 3 of the objectives you're going to tackle?
I mean, in this case, that was pretty easy, just because the 4th objective was Crystal Sword Altar, which also has... That's Evil Wall there. That's an easy no. The rest were all, like, the 2 bosses were, you know, exposed checks to start, and the 3rd was an easy trip to get that tower key. I mistranscribed one of my key items. So I thought the spoon was somewhere else, so I was semi-prepared to grab Edward off the moon, but I just noted it down incorrectly, because it's actually at Rat Tail. I had it down at Antlion on my key item list, which is why I went there, but, you know, it gave me my 10th key item, and so that was necessary for a level in there, so, you know, it's a mistranscription, but I don't know that I would call it a misplay, so.
In terms of takeaways here for the 4 movies, because we know here that the next 2 weeks are going to have the same flag set here. Do you see your approach change? Your approach changing. If you're to take on, if you're to, to do to run this race here, over the next in either the next 2 weeks here, would you feel you would need to change anything in terms of an approach, in terms of further optimizing your strategies?
Well, obviously, I mean, I came in dead last, so there's obviously a lot of room for improvement. I think my big first step for that is to watch back the race, see what Baka did, because he obviously did quite well here. So, I'm going to see what he did. I'm going to listen to what he did. He is also a fan of spreadsheets, so I might see if there's any hot tips in his interview there. Otherwise, I guess just figuring out how to organize this better. I think peeling off the bosses is something I need to have set from the start, because that way they're right in front of my eyes, and that's, one of the big determiners of whether you're just gonna hard nope out of any given check. Otherwise, yeah, for this, organization.
If organization's the key here, I think I might be in trouble. That's all the questions I do have for you here. Inman, do you have any questions?
No, just again, thank you for being one of our featured runners. Hoping to catch you in the race next week or the week after, of course. And yeah, I think we saw, like, given what we saw tonight, I think organization, and the other big thing that there's this, of course, Spoil Sports is a new club, but we've done a few Spoiler Log races in the past, Routers Relishes, throughout like an entire week. And the other big thing, I think, another word to look at is minimization. Like, cut away any bit of chaff you can. If you don't need it, ditch it. And I think when you see Baka's run tonight, it's going to be the very portrait of that kind of minimization. Just, yeah. So lots to learn if we're going to start making these a regular thing, and I'm excited to see how the community takes them down. Very fun tonight.
Yeah, I do like a thinky flag set, because I like thinking about things that are fun to think about.
Well, again, GG's. Thank wanting to be restreamed, and we'll look forward here to seeing you again on the future stream.
I'll be happy to play again. Thank you all for commentating, for watching, for restreaming and tracking, and everybody just for being cool and fun people. You're all good.
No, you.
Wow!
Gotcha.
I got it.
Anyway, y'all, make sure you follow our featured runners tonight. It looks like the runner command didn't get updated, but of course that is Baka, Shinobi, and Neon Gray. The exact way you see those Twitch usernames displayed on stream. No additional numbers or letters or underscores. Bada boom. That's all you got to do. And the Restream team, of course, as well. All of us love to play and talk about and stream Free Enterprise, so hit those follow buttons. In the meantime, we're going to be taking you all to Background Guy, an OG RPG speedrunner who every year does a Final Fantasy Fiesta, speedrunning through most of the games in the series in one version or another. Kind of speedrunning, kind of a little more cozily, but has challenges for every Final Fantasy. And if you like Final Fantasy, it's a great place to go. But for Day Zero, he is doing Free Enterprise. So, bada bing, bada boom. Let's go give him some love. Harumph, you get the last word, my friend. Take us out.
Dr. Woods, yeah, I think that was a great show. Showing here for what Spoil Sports is all about. And looking forward here to the next one. So, if you can, again, here, check out our Discord here if you want more information about the club, about our other clubs, or Free Enterprise as a whole. Until the next time, have a great night.